Did you know you can make any microphone sound expensive by going to podcast.adobe.com/enhance and upload your file? This is the before.
And this is the after.
Copying layers in Premiere Pro can be an absolute nightmare. You copy the layer that you then want to put on track 2, but when you paste it, it overwrites it on track 1. That's because you're doing it wrong. If you want to paste a clip to a different track, make sure that only that track is selected. Or even better, click on the clip, hold Alt or Option if you're on a Mac, drag the clip, and you will see that you have now duplicated it. Color grading is so much fun, but it is so time consuming, especially if you shot everything in log. Now, I personally haven't found a conversion lot that was quite right, which is why I really love this plugin called Cinematch. It is amazing. However, in Premiere Pro 2023, you can now automatically convert log footage to Rec 709. No click of a button, no shortcut, automatically. What? Go to Settings, General, Auto Detect Log Video Color Space, no grading, and no conversion lot required. And by the way, if you don't know what Rec 709 is, it's basically a color space that shows the normal or the standard colors. I know that pro colorists are going to kill me for this one. Sue me. Please don't. Please don't sue me. Also, do you remember when you would drag in an HDR phone clip onto the timeline and it would just look so rubbish? Premiere Pro 2023 also offers automatic tone mapping, which will automatically convert your HDR clips to Rec 709. By default, this should already be turned on, but if you want to check it, go to Sequence Settings, Auto Tone Map Media. The next tip is one that I am so excited about, and this deserves its own complete dedicated video, but I cannot wait to talk about it because one of Premiere Pro's newest features is text-based editing. This means that you can now turn your video into a transcript and then edit and alter the transcript and navigate through the timeline using that transcript. This will totally change the way that you edit your A-roll. It's gonna save so much time. So please let me know in the comments if you want me to make a full video on this, on how I use it and how you could use it too. Ever dragged a clip on the timeline but only the video shows up and you swear it has audio? You open it up in the source monitor, it has audio. Where is the audio? Go check your timeline and make sure that you have the audio track selected. Once it's selected, try it again and you'll now see that the video and the audio will show up. If you ever happen to edit your video and accidentally delete the audio, for example, and it's too late to hit Ctrl-Z or Command-Z to get it back, there's actually a very quick fix for this. Put your playhead on the clip that's missing the audio and hit F. It will now open up in the source monitor right here. So all you have to do now is grab the audio and drag it below the video clip. And if you want to link them together, select both layers, hit Ctrl-L or Command-L, and you're done. If you're enjoying the video so far, by the way, please make sure that you hit subscribe and that you like this video, as it would help out the channel. The next tip is going to change your music editing game. Trust me. And no, we're not talking about the remix tool that I cannot shut up about. I made a video about it. We'll link it in the description if you want to check it out. Now, everyone always talks about cutting the video to the beat of the music. But what if I told you you actually don't want to do that? Let me explain. Here we have a timeline with cuts beautifully aligned to the beat. This is what that looks like. It just doesn't feel right, does it? That is because what you want to do is you want to move that cut to 1 frame before the beat. This is what it sounds like now. Now, I actually learned this tip from my friend Javier Mercedes, who also has a Premiere Pro channel, so if you want to learn more about Premiere Pro, highly recommend to check him out. Thank you, Javier. If you're having trouble visually identifying the beat of the song, what you can do is listen to it and hit M on your keyboard to create markers, or just download the drum stems. And this can be easily done on a website called Track Club, for example. I actually also got this song from Track Club because they offer a ton of high quality music that you can use unlimitedly in your videos without risking any copyright claims or any copyright strikes. And the reason why I like to use them is because of their technology called MixLab. Now, MixLab allows you to customize each individual stem within a song. You can listen to each individual stem by clicking on the S button right here, or mute the track by clicking on M. You can increase or decrease the volume of a single stem, or if you want to get rid of it entirely, then you can click on the mute button. Additionally, what you can do is you can increase or decrease the BPM to match the energy of your song. This allows for so much more creative control over the songs that you use, and it will just make it a lot easier and faster to find the right track for your project because you can customize it entirely. If you want to check out the magic called Track Club for yourself, there will be a link in the description to get a free 30-day trial. But, and I want you to listen up, if you use that link, we are now giving away a 1-year license to Track Club. So if you sign up for the free trial using that link, you might get an email saying, hey, you got a 1-year license, which allows you to use Track Club music for an entire year, fully customizable music, high quality artists, and you will get instant clearance on YouTube, so you don't have to worry about copyright claims, copyright strikes. Now, obviously, this also applies if you just sign up for the 30-day trial, but just know that if you use this specific link, you might get a 1-year license. So go check it out and get yourself a 1 month for free, or maybe 1 year for free. Who knows? When you're done mixing your song, you can download the mixed version and pop it into Premiere Pro. But since we're talking about stems, you can also download all of the stems, pop them into Premiere Pro, identify the drum stem, and then just cut to the beat of that drum stem. But now you're stuck with all of these stems on the timeline, and that looks a little bit overwhelming. Well, we can actually collapse all of that in what's called a nested sequence. If you try to just nest the audio layers, you'll see that the nest option is actually grayed out. In order to solve this, we're going to use an adjustment layer, which is basically a transparent layer, and we're going to put that on top of the audio layers. You could also select the video that's already there, but then if you would have to cut the video and just edit it a little bit more, it's not convenient, so that's why we're using a transparent adjustment layer. Go to New Item, click on Adjustment Layer, and then plop this on the timeline, select all of the audio stems and the adjustment layer, then right-click, Nest, Nest Sequence, and the stems are still there. Go ahead and delete all of these audio layers from the timeline, then navigate to the nested sequence in your project bin, and then drop that on the timeline. I know it's a little bit annoying, but right now I think that this is the best way to go about it. If you do know a better way, please let us know in the comments, because we could use the tip. If you record external audio like I do, you're going to be loving this tip. Now, I know where you're thinking, Lila, I know how to sync my audio. I just select the audio layers, right-click, and hit synchronize. Great! But did you know this? Go to Premiere Pro, Keyboard Shortcuts, and then assign the Synchronize feature to a shortcut. I personally have mapped this to Control S on my MacBook, not to confuse with Control S on Windows. So all I have to do now is hit Control S and hit Enter, and I'm done. Keyboard shortcuts are so overlooked in my opinion. I think a great way to learn new keyboard shortcuts is by hovering over each button that you use in Premiere Pro, as it will tell you the shortcut for each of those tools or features that you're using. Or you could get something like this. This is an editing cover with all of the shortcuts for Premiere Pro. This is from Editor's Keys. It is not sponsored, but I have these lying around the house and I think that they're very useful. But let's just also be honest, these default shortcuts aren't going to be helpful for everyone. So if we go back to keyboard shortcuts, we can remap anything that we use more than a few times in an edit. We can choose to delete existing shortcuts and replace them with ones that make more sense to us. So for example, I've remapped the original Control or Command K to C. Instead of having to press C to enable the razor tool and then click on a clip to make a cut, I can now just press C. The next tip I'm going to share with you is one that I use in every single video. Editing vlogs or editing videos in general is hard enough as it is, and how do you make that edit flow? One thing that I noticed in a lot of videos is that the cuts just really sound and feel really harsh, and most of the time this has to do with the audio giving away that there is a cut. Step 1, you can apply a short audio fade that will get rid of any of those weird glitchy sounds that you cannot get rid of by just extending the audio 1 frame. And then tip 2 is to use J and L cuts. I personally use J and L cuts in every single video and vlog that I edit, and I highly recommend you to learn more about this technique in this video, where I also give other very practical advice on how to level up your vlogs and videos. Or if you can't get enough of these tips, make sure that you watch this video right here where I give 10 more tips just like this. And don't forget to subscribe and like the video if you enjoyed it.